Hey, I got a newsflash for you. Your team hates you and you don't even know it. Well, okay, maybe they don't hate you, but you might be driving your team crazy and you have no idea why. Well, today we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why your team might hate you and what you can do about it. Hey everybody, Mary Abbajay here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today's topic might sting a little bit for your managers, but I promise you managers, this is an important piece of information that you need to know about. We're going to talk about what you might be doing inadvertently to make your team hate you, right? Or maybe just be frustrated by you. So we're going to talk about things that you should stop doing and things that you should start doing to make sure that you are building a productive and positive working team. I want you to think of this as managing up in reverse. How can you manage yourself so that you are creating a productive and positive environment for your team to succeed? So now that I have you all freaked out that your team hates you, let me give you a couple of reasons why they may, well, dislike you. It's always good to identify what the problem is so that you can start to solve it. So here's a few things that's going to make your team hate you. Number one, you're micromanaging like there's no tomorrow. That's the most detested boss behavior there is out there. And the thousands of workshops I do, it's always the number one thing that people say they hate. And I know, you probably mean well. I know you just want things done right. But when you hover, when you question people's every move, when you redo their work, when you're nitpicky, you're basically saying, I don't trust you. And micromanagement is one of the fastest ways to lose your team's motivation. People want autonomy. People want to feel valued. And when we micromanage the shit out of them, they don't feel valued. It actually rubs up against one of their neuropsychological needs, which is to have some autonomy. And so when you take that autonomy away, they're going to go into the amygdala hijack, fight or flight, and they ain't going to be your best employees. They're going to hate the hell out of you. The second behavior that's causing your team to hate you is you. You act like you are the center of the universe, or at least your universe. And this is a big problem, right? Because there's other people in your universe that want to feel valued. We often call this the Michael Scott syndrome, the boss that makes everything about him, her, or themselves. You want to be the center of attention in every meeting. You want to redirect every conversation back to yourself or to your agenda. You brush off feedback from others. You always need to be right, or you always need to have the final say in something. Well, here's the thing you need to remember. When you are the manager, the leader, the boss, the supervisor, your voice naturally carries more weight. Your voice naturally has more gravitas. So that means you don't need to drown out everybody else's, right? They want their skills and their judgment to matter. They want to feel valued as well. So get this, even if you're technically right about something, then your team still loses if you don't let them take ownership. So you can be right all the time, or you could have a team that develops, grows, is productive and positive. All right, here's the third thing that you are doing that's making your team hate you, or at least be annoyed by you, and that is listening. In other words, you're not listening. You don't listen to them. You don't take the time to hear what they are saying to you. Are you paying attention to what I just said? Did you hear what I just said? Because listening is a superpower. And if you're not listening to them, then why are they talking? When people don't feel heard, they will shut down. And when people shut down, it will destroy team morale, engagement, and productivity. They want their leader to hear them. And when you have a team that is shut down, that's not a good place to be as a leader. Not listening to your team means you are missing out on important information. No, actually crucial information about how to lead a successful team. You are missing out on their needs, their wants, their expectations, and some really valuable information about what you need to do to make your work and your team successful. All right, the fourth behavior that is not working with your team is that you are either over-communicating or you're under-communicating. That's right, you're either too much or too little. There's a sweet spot when it comes to communication. Some leaders flood their team with emails, with updates, making requests, and then wondering why nothing sticks. It's like, full-on assault of communication all the time. Where on the other end of the spectrum, we call these the ghost bosses, they tend to like withhold information or don't share information or forget to read their emails or forget to send emails and they don't give enough communication, or the communication is really vague and intermittent. And here's a spoiler alert. Both of these approaches suck. Both of these approaches are going to create resentment, confusion, and disengagement. Your team likely doesn't hate you, but they hate the way you communicate. They hate your vagueness or your confusion, or they hate the onslaught of it. What they need is clear communication, consistent communication. So make sure that you are not unintentionally upsetting your team because you have never bothered to actually take a look and assess your communication style and to see if it's working for the team. Okay, so number 5 today, the last one we'll talk about, the last behavior that might be making your team, well, kind of hate you, is that you are not modeling the behavior you want to see. Or even worse, you're not walking the talk, right? So if you want your team to show up on time, then guess what? You've got to show your ass up on time. Do you want your team to be transparent with you? Then guess what? You need to be transparent, even when it's hard. Do you want your team to take accountability for stuff? Then guess what? You need to take accountability, and that means you have to own up to your mistakes or your missteps. So if your team is not modeling the behaviors you want to see, then you've got to really take a hard look to make sure that you are modeling the behaviors you want to see. Remember this, your team mirrors you. So when you're displaying poor workplace habits, there's no longer an incentive for your team to do any better. They do what their leaders do. Okay, so let's talk about how we can fix these things. You know, your team hates you, here's why, and what you can do about it. So maybe you've had a realization that you may have been imbibing in one of these 5 behaviors, and you're thinking to yourself, God damn it, my team might actually hate me. What can I do about it? Well, I'm going to give you some strategies for how you can fix this mess to make your team, well, if not love you, at least not hate you. I'm going to make this really easy for you. I'm going to give you a simple 1, 2, 3 process to actually get on the road of the righteous when it comes to managing your people. The first thing you're going to do is you are going to name the problem. Those of you who have watched me before know I love to say, name it to tame it. So you're going to go and meet with your team, but I want you to think about what's the behavior you think you're doing, like maybe it's micromanaging, and you're going to go meet with your team, or maybe as individuals or as a team, and say, you know, I've been thinking about how I show up as a leader, and I want to be honest, I think I may have been creating some frustration without realizing it. Now, this isn't a time for some big old dramatic confession or falling on the sword. You're just going to acknowledge that you are aware that you may not be operating in the way that's most conducive to team engagement, and that you're willing to hear from them about what it is. So you could even say, you know, I fear I may be a little too controlling in my management style, right? Boom, name it to tame it. Then step number 2 is now you've got to listen. This is the time to receive some feedback. You've opened the door to a conversation. You've named the problem. Now make sure you keep that door open and let people explain to you what their perspective or experience is. Create some space for your team to give you that dreaded F word, which is feedback. Let them know that you are open to learning and to better understanding the dynamics of the team and what they need from you. And at this point, let's be clear, you don't have to justify your behaviors. You're not explaining yourself. You're not defending. You are just listening to their experience. Take some notes, thank your team, reflect on what they had to say. You don't need to make any promises in this moment. You are just gathering information. Now, once you have this information is step 3, and this is making a change. If what you heard has confirmed that yes, you are engaging in unproductive behaviors with your team that are not really warranted or helpful, then you need to actually make some changes. Now, let me be clear, this is not about reinventing yourself. You are in a leadership position because you possess the qualities, at least some of them, of being a good team leader. But if your team isn't happy, something needs to change. So start with one meaningful action that you can take based on the feedback you heard. Maybe it's something like backing off on team check-ins. Maybe it's about asking more questions before giving instructions, or maybe it's holding better meetings, or maybe it's communicating more frequently with your team. Whatever it is, you have to make sure you actually make the adjustment. And it's not about doing it once, my friends. You have to do it multiple times. Let your team know that you are going to work on this. So I might say to my team, because I'm kind of a ghost, I might say to my team, I realize that I don't communicate enough with you, so I'm going to try to be more proactive about doing one-on-one check-ins with all of you. And I need you all to hold me accountable. Like, really make the team part of this conversation. Please keep in mind that making these changes doesn't mean it's just a one-time thing. It's a conversation that you keep open. Circle back with your team and ask them if they feel like things are moving in the right direction. Get some feedback on your change. Not only will this help you ameliorate your pesky behavior that's not working for them, but it's also going to create more psychological safety. Once the team knows that they're safe to have these conversations with you, guess what? A whole new world of possibilities opens up with you and your team. Okay, so I know today was kind of tough for some of us, right? Thinking that, maybe my team does hate me, but luckily we have some strategies now that will help you shift that situation to one of hate to one of respect and trust. And if you are feeling kind of bad about this, don't feel bad about it. Feel good that you've acknowledged that you may be part of the problem, but that you are now on the road to righteousness. Thankfully, self-awareness is really the most important skill that a great leader has. When you start managing up in reverse, when you start managing yourself, when you start managing your impact like we discussed, then you know what? Your team will grow to trust you, respect you, and may even love you. So if today's video helped you shift your thinking about how to be a better boss, and I truly, truly hope that it did, then you know what? Hit that subscribe button below. You know where it is, it's right below. And when you subscribe, you'll be able to see a lot more videos that will help you be a better leader, a better colleague, a better team member, and quite frankly, maybe a better person. And as always, if you want more no bullshit, no fluff videos, I got plenty, check them out. So until I see you next time, I want you to be good, be kind, and be better.